All right, we got our Toyota 2GRFE heads on the bench, and I'm going to show you guys how I clean these things up. So, a lot of carbon, a lot of rust. So we end up machining this, so none of that really matters. The outside of the head comes really clean. So all this can be gasket scraped, everything like that. So it's kind of controversial whether or not you could sandblast heads. This would be one of the worst cylinder heads that you could glass bead, because there's so many holes, so many ports, so many oil passages. This motor has more oil passages than any motor I've ever seen. So we take our box of plastic plugs, and so I've got the lifter bores, the top of the valve guides, the head bolt holes, the top of the spark plug holes. We got everything plugged through here. We've got some things plugged on the end here, the water jacket hole. So plug everything underneath the valve cover, and then we'll come over here and tape everything up. Tape the top up. There's still a little bit of a gap around here I could work on, but the cylinder head is going to be upside down, so this is just keeping the stuff that's floating around. Now this is not going to keep 100% of the glass beads out of bad places, but this is really going to reduce the risk. So all those ports, the water holes, the drain back holes to the oil, everything's taped off there. So all we have is intake, exhaust, spark plug. Remember, all the guides are taped off. Spark plug is capped off. So we're going to sit it in the glass beater just like that and glass bead all these ports out. All right, all done. Takes very short amount of time. Pretty much everything. I mean, the stuff just falls right off. You want to vat these and get the water nice and hot. That way there's no oily residue for the glass beads to stick or ball up or anything. But like I said, either way, this is going to be revatted. All right, we are done with machine work. Everything's surfaced. It was warped by about 6 thousandths. Seats are cut. Everything's good there. Still a little bit of carbon. Like I said, I'm not worried about it. I'm assembling this engine. So everything's nice and clean. Everything's been vatted. I'm going to use the, this is a Lyle valve spring installer. Hopefully I can do this by hand. Press these guys down and it'll click on everything. So, because I don't have a valve spring compressor that can get down over this ridge here that'll wrap around the whole head. So let's hope I can do this with that tool. Okay, all my seals are on. All my valves are in. Oil the pockets a little bit. Play ring toss. Grab the perfect amount. Grab my springs. Oh, I better set these shims in there. Is there a shim in there? I can't tell if there's a shim in there. Should have got them all right. Shim. So one more, two more. All right, take a rag, ball it up, place it under the valves, Grab 2 keepers. Place them in and try to lose them as good as you can. Down in a hole where you have to take the whole cylinder head apart. And you'll never find it. Okay, I don't know which one's which. We're going to start with the smaller one. So place it down over there in the center. That's it. Looks like the tool will work good. You can come and tap them. Make sure they're locked in. Everything looks good. Gotta love messing with keepers, man. Perfect. And what? 22 more to go. All right, all done with that one. Haven't touched that one yet, so that only takes a few minutes. For those of you wondering, you think there's a Lyle 36050 valve keeper remover installer. Thing is freaking awesome. Works quite well. So got my head bolts ready to go for one side. I'm going to stick a little bit of oil on them. And go ahead and stick the one head on. Valve cover gaskets were both very obvious, very different, meaning that the heads will be both very obvious, very different. So I've got a teardown video and an assembly video. This motor was terrible condition. This is basically a build it on a budget at home series. And yeah, because that's really all I've got. I've got a lot of tools, but not everything that I need, but everything I need to do what I need to do. Maybe not flawless, but so I'm gonna stick the cylinder head on, get the other cylinder head built. So it looks like Engine Tech may have got me on this one. I need to oil the washers a little bit, but we've got 2 packages of 8 bolts, and it does not include these front bolts, so hopefully those aren't really head bolts. Those are going to be something else. So another thing, if you want to disassemble or assemble one of these guys, I think I mentioned this in the last video. Triple square, I think these are called. M12 triple square for the head bolts. I tried to use a Torx. I stripped it out. I tried to use other things. So I ended up buying this set to assemble it because I did not have a set. But do not freaking try this without this tool. Pain in the ass. So get these all drilled down. Figure out what my front bolt situation is here. And start getting a little bit more of it together. All right, got most of the cylinder head together. Good old Engine Tech shorted me on one exhaust seal, which wouldn't have mattered if I had it anyways because I was short 2 valve keepers. So now the only thing I got to think about is, do I want to shove this cylinder head on, tie this valve up, and that would allow me to torque this down, get everything. I can get timing, well, or till I run into the next part failure or part missing or something I lost, blah, blah, blah. But if I put this on, I could put all my timing on, which will allow me to I can put my rocker boxes on, my camshafts, my oil pan. I can get a lot of this built. That's the only thing I'm missing right now. So I know I can go buy a valve stem seal from like O'Reilly or AutoZone or whatever, but there's no way I'm going to get keepers today on a holiday. Usually I can go to the junkyard, but I'll just order 2 new ones from the dealer, order exhaust valve sim seal from wherever, figure out my bolt situation on the other head. I just got to debate how far I want to go today without the proper parts and see if I suffer the wages of impatience. So yeah, I'm going to think about that in the video here, and we will see you guys the next time. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Check out my other videos on this guy.